What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to Iamher podcast. And today on episode 6, we are going to be talking about detachment. And let me tell you something about detachment. I think this is a great topic for us to go back and forth on, and we definitely want to hear y'all opinions as well. So what is detachment to you? Like, that's the question for y'all, right? And how do y'all go about it? So the reason why I picked this topic is because I feel like I have a good way of detaching, but like I feel as though there's a balance with it, and I think I just know how to detach myself from something so quickly that like I don't give it a chance. You feel me?
So do you, like, how do you know that you really detached from someone or something? Because it don't always have to be a person. You can detach from a lot of things. You can detach from different habits, how your mindset is. Like, you can detach, but how can you detach from an individual that is no longer good for you, that should not be here, and you mean it? Like, you mean it. Like,
honestly, like
they got no contact.
This is what I'm saying. So like I'm really good at detaching myself from something that doesn't make my soul feel good. So like if I detach myself from somebody, it's because they don't make me feel good as a person. So it's like if I really love myself, why would I want that pain in me? You feel me? But it's hard because you do love people, and it's hard to detach from people that you do love. But it's like, I feel like you really gotta ask yourself, like, are you really loving yourself, or are you just willing to keep having faith into somebody? But I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, it could be like,
I don't know. I don't know. Some people might agree, some people might disagree with me, but I just feel like, how can I say it? I don't even know how I'm gonna say it.
What, like, do you find detachment hard?
Like, if you know it's no longer good, right? And I'm speaking for myself too, because I am human. I just feel like if we know it's not good, and we know we detached the first time, and we know why we detached, why do we go back? Like, why? Like, if we know this, and I think it takes it back to what you said, like the love. So it's hard, but it's like staying is going to be 10 times worse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I get it. Like, we got hearts. That's what our heart is supposed to do. We're supposed to love people. We're supposed to forgive people. We're supposed to, do this and that. Like, it has its purpose.
Right.
But it's like, us as humans know, like, we have to respect ourselves. And to respect ourselves, sometimes we have to detach to let people know, like, you gotta respect me.
Okay, so this is I kind of want to ask you this question, but like, when do you feel like it's ready? Like, when do you feel? What do you feel? Nah, that's what I'm looking for. What do you feel when you know you need to detach?
That's a good one.
That's a great one.
Wow. What do you wait?
Like, what do you feel inside that's like, I'm done?
You just know.
But like, what is it?
Child. I just feel like that you just know. Everybody's different. I can't say, like, this is how I felt when I knew. It's a feeling that you would just know. Like, if I'm coming to you, like, yeah, it's done. It's this, and you're doing the same thing. You would understand where I'm coming from, because you know that feeling. You know the feeling, but it's like, if you can really describe it, I give it to you, because I really can't. I can't truly.
Okay, I think I could describe it, but let me know if this is how you feel.
Okay. Okay. Maybe.
this is how I feel when I'm ready to detach myself.
Mm-hmm.
I get anxious and like my heart feels so heavy, like it feels like a heartbreak, like it's like, ow, like
Okay.
I can't breathe. Like it just feels like, oh my gosh, this does not feel good in my soul. That's how I feel when I'm ready to detach.
Okay, I can agree, but I feel like I feel very uncomfortable. Like I get in this very uncomfortable state where it's like I'm constantly having conversations
Right.
with myself. Like, come on now, now you know better. Now
Mm-hmm.
you know you don't deserve that. Now you know you're not supposed to be in this place. But it's like I know I am because I'm in the right place at the right time.
Right.
But it's like the feeling of going through that makes you still feel uncomfortable. So now you're feeling another feeling. You're feeling that feeling, but also the feeling of like, I have to really do this. You know? Yeah, I just feel like you would just know. You would just simply know when you just know.
I just know that feeling.
And when you know you're human, you're still gonna feel for that person. You're still gonna have love for that person. You're still gonna have love for those things that you once did, that you're trying to better yourself from.
Right.
It's the same thing as attachment. It's something that we've been doing for years and months or years. That's take time, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it's just an individual thing, but we all feel it. We all know when it's time.
And that's my thing.
And because
like,
sometimes you mentally check out mentally. You mentally check out mentally.
mm-hmm.
So leaving physically, that's the hardest part.
Yeah. I think with me, like, I have, like, I don't tolerate a lot of things, I would say, anymore. Real, relax. And it's really easy for me to, like, if something doesn't feel good, like, let's just say, for an example, I'm talking to somebody and, an individual did something that I didn't like. I feel like my anxiety, my anxiousness, like, I don't know, it's not anxious, it's just the feeling of, well, questioning, well, is this really good for me? Like, and if you have to ask yourself that, obviously, like, it's not. So why do you keep putting yourself in situations where you are harming yourself? Most likely, this is not doing anything for the other person.
Absolutely.
So it's like, why continue to live the next day the same way that you feel of that feeling? Why do you want to, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like
but
people go back because of the comfort too.
I feel like if we, if we took time in that moment that we feel a thing, you will understand it more. As much as it might be uncomfortable, but being uncomfortable makes you realize like you was made to move on. You had to feel that to get here. Because if you didn't feel that, you would have stayed stuck.
Right.
Like again, it's just an individual thing on how much a person's going to tolerate. Because if anything, everything's a cycle. Like again, from episode 3, 4, that we said that everything is just a cycle, and it's like you have to find a barrier. Like I feel like if that's the right word, you have to find a stop.
Right.
To be like, sometimes you have to easily detach, because it's like if you don't, you're gonna drive yourself crazy. But again, you can't tell your heart what to do. Your heart feels what it feels. Your heart feels genuine love once you feel it, and then you don't feel it again, or it's something that you feel good doing, but it's not there.
Right.
It's just there. It has no meaning anymore. Not saying that person might not don't mean anything, but
right.
It's the feeling.
I was going to ask you, what do you do to detach? Like in situations that you've been, like, what do you do to detach from a person?
I'll feel how I feel. Like it's a feeling, it's a journey, it's a chapter that I have to fulfill. I have to go through to make me stronger. Because I mean, I'm not going to stay in the same spot. So why would I, like, I know I have to feel how I feel in order to better myself and want better for myself. Because once you felt that feeling, you're not going to want to be there again. So you're going to do what's possible to get to the next step.
Right.
So for me, you know, I ain't never liked the gym. I ain't never want to go to the gym. I'll be consistent for a week and then no bueno. But, you know, that's my therapy now.
Right.
Like, I'm going through things and I feel how I feel for 1 or 2 days. Baby, I'm in the gym. Like, I'm human. You feel me? Like, I just gotta go through those type of steps to be able to get to where I want to be, to where I don't let things get to me as much, and be able to forgive whatever I need to forgive and really truly move on to be peaceful. Because in the day, can nobody make your life peaceful but you and the higher power? So it's like,
yeah,
you have to do the work. Like, you want to get out of something, you have to do it. You have to want it. You have to mean what you're saying. You have to say things out loud. And when you say things out loud, you listen.
Yeah.
You're going to listen to what you're saying out loud. That's like somebody speaking to you. Right. You say it in your head, you're going to go back and forth like it's really a conversation that you shouldn't be having. If you know it's wrong, it's wrong.
Yeah.
You know, if you know you got to leave, you got to leave. You know you got to detach, you got to detach. Know when the time to listen. Stand still and just listen.
Yep.
You know, when you stand still, you listen more. You don't talk more, you listen more for understanding. And understand why you keep going through detachments with people. But it's normal. It has to happen. You have to grow. You grow from certain things. Like they say, like people, like T.I. said, the leaves and the trees, you know, grow together. But when the leaves are on the floor, I mean, you might come from the same thing, but you don't all gotta, you know. So it's just like that. He said it something like that. Don't quote me, but he said something like that. So like, what do you do to like detach? Like, what's the first few things that you'll do? Typically, if you knew you had to detach and you've been through the stage before, what would you do different than what you didn't do before? Wow. Like, what would you do now that you didn't do before?
It's crazy because whenever I feel like I need to detach myself from a person, like, we can just say like a person right now, but when I feel like I need to detach from a person, I kind of like choose my peace over anything. And it's like, how I do that is I block. Like, I'm removing all access. Rio, relax, please. I'm removing all access because it's like, you did something that I didn't like, or I'm either repeating myself too much, and you say that you understand, you know, like, it's just, I'm not with the back and forth. It's either you get it or you don't.
Yeah.
Like, I feel as though, and maybe this is something I need to work on, but I feel as though that, like, if you really want someone, you would cherish them. You would cherish them to the point that you're listening to the things that they don't like. And I'm not, you know, I'm just using it as an example. But yeah, that's literally what I do. So I just block and keep going with my life because time is just going. There's someone out there. Like,
trust me, it's 7 billion people, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just like, but we get it. We get it. It takes time. People take time, and people do change, you know? So it's just an individual thing. It's just on how you want your life to be. Because how I see my life, you don't see the same. You see something different for yourself, you know? So whatever the attachment is to you, just believe in that. Believe in that. Stand 10 toes with that. Because he was going to really respect you, because what you give out is what you're going to receive.
Exactly.
You know, so
it's like, that's what I said on the other episode. It's like, we deal with trauma and we don't face what we got to fix in order to, you know, learn how to do healthy things in people's lives, not just your lives. If you want to include somebody, like, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I understand that. I definitely do.
Thank you guys for watching. Make
Yep.
sure you go comment, share, subscribe, and make sure you follow us on Instagram at
Iamher podcast. And also, don't forget to comment down below what your detachment is. What do you do to detach?
Yep.
And also, don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you are notified whenever we post. And make sure y'all go check out the other episodes because they was fire. Like, let's take it back and you feel me? Like, you watching this one, stop. What's the other one to come back?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So with that being said, next episode, you already know it drops Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. And yeah, just make sure you show us some love and we appreciate y'all.
Yes, so, see y'all. Bye.